Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Shila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Anita Gaura Haribo, 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 Anita Gaura Haribo.
Good music to start with. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So we can come little forward here. Can come more forward.
You don't feel threatened. Don't worry, I have taken a bath.
Yeah, what can we do? So again, thank you all for coming on a weekday and a rainy day. So yesterday we continue. Yesterday we had a very nice topic, heart-touching topic, and activities of Krishna and a perspective from Hari Suri. Okay, today we'll have another topic, moksha and prema. So I will not do any announcement about temple. We'll continue with. And today we have very fortunate to have with us His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu, who is a disciple of Radha Govind Maharaj. And Prabhuji joined ISKCON in 2002. He was born in Gauda, Saraswata Brahmin family in Mumbai. His father and grandfather are both devotees of Sri Sri Rukmini Vithala of Pandharpur. Hari Parshad Das learned Sanskrit in the traditional way in his childhood and was taught the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi of Pandita Varadraja. Between 2002 to 2007, he served as a book distributor and organized programs and seminars for youth in Juhu. He has also written Sanskrit verses in Chitrakavya style. In 2007, Hari Parshad Das was appointed assistant editor of Gopalji Publications. Hari Parshad Das is an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, having studied the Astadhyay, the complete 4,000 sutras by Panini, and completing a translation with commentary of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Manas Siksha in 2015. He currently compiles a fortnightly e-magazine called Sri Krishna Karnamrita Bindu, where regularly contributes fresh translations and articles. He holds a master's degree in information technology, graduated with distinction from Manipal University in 2012. He is married and with a son. Hari Parshad Das has been a member of the Shastric Advisory Council in 2016. Thank you all. If possible, please mute your phones. Thank you, Shauri Prabhu. Thank you, Shamala Mataji, for coming. If possible, please mute your phones. Any other logistics? So, we get started. Alright, so thank you, Prabhuji, for coming. And if you want to do a kirtan or bhajan, up to you, Prabhu. And then we can get started.
I was going to ask you actually. I didn't know where you were.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Krishna Prabhu, Lakshmi Mataji. Thank you so much for kindly opening the doors of your home, inviting all of us here. We're very grateful. And this is a brand new home. So it looks already very beautiful. It has wonderful paintings and see paintings on each and every. There's some art on each and every wall. Prabhu, whose idea is it? Your idea or Mataji's idea?
We have so many of Krishna. We want to display so many.
Oh,
Just together we did.
And it's all devotees mercy Prabhu, each time they give us.
Oh, acha, yeah. One thing I always say, when somebody gives me a photograph as a gift, so I always say one thing. I could not get Krishna Prem, so I got Krishna Frame. That is very important. So, but very wonderful Krishna frames, and I hope that one day they lead to Krishna Prem. Thank you so much, and thank you Sureshwar Shyam Prabhu for kindly introducing me, and for all the wonderful devotees for kindly being present here today. Mamshi Dari Gopal Prabhu, thank you so much for kindly organizing, along with Sureshwar Shyam Prabhu, and thank you Shamala Mataji and Shauri Prabhu. Yes, so Shauri Prabhu and Shamala Mataji, thank you so much for kindly being here. Very grateful that both of you are present here. I'll begin with Jai Radha Madhav, then we'll do Mangalacharan, and I'll start the talk.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai
The speaker should be honored. Prabhu, this is etiquette. I know the etiquette. This is a proper etiquette.
Oh, one more? Wonderful. That is good. Okay, I'm happy.
I don't have Shastric Praman, but I know that.
In front of you, anything to be speak on should be strong Shastra only.
Thank you so much, Krishna Prabhu, Lakshmi Mataji, once again for kindly opening the doors of your home, inviting all of us this wonderful program. And I see many new devotees here today that were not present yesterday. Alright, so wonderful. How many of us have been chanting Hare Krishna for at least 1 year? Please raise your hands. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so many new devotees here and some old devotees. So I'll begin speaking on this wonderful topic, which is moksha and prema. But before I speak something, there is Shishta Parampara, tradition established by the previous great acharyas, that we should begin with Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Most of us know these verses, you can kindly sing along with me. Om
Jnana-Timirandhasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय।
जय गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
So thank you so much, dear devotees, once again for kindly being present here. Dear devotees, in the human form of life, it is specified that there are 4 goals to be attained by all human beings. And these 4 goals are very nicely mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in a particular chapter 10 of chapter 16 of Teachings of Lord Kapila. Srila Prabhupada specifies that there are 4 goals of human life. Dear devotees, does anybody know what are the 4 important goals of the human form of life? Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. Alright? I hope most of us have heard about Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Srila Prabhupada says something in the 16th chapter of Teachings of Lord Kapila. So here it is in front of us. Prabhu, you have a good enough voice. Please read what Srila Prabhupada says.
Generally, people want dharma, artha, kama, and moksha in that order. First of all, people want to become religious, dharma, in order to attain material opulence, artha. People want material opulence in order to gratify their senses, kama, and when they are frustrated in their attempt to gratify their senses, they want liberation, moksha. In this way, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha are
Want some economic progress. What is economic progress known as? Artha. So dear devotees, Artha is not simply economic progress. Artha also refers to overall prosperity. Many times Artha is translated simply as money. But Artha is not simply money. Artha is overall prosperity in human form of life. That is what we know as Artha. Because there are many people who have money in their bank account, but they do not have prosperity. There is a difference between having money and having prosperity. The difference is, dear devotees, I will tell you an example from my childhood. In my childhood, dear devotees, I often used to visit my village. And in my village, it was a perfect village. In the childhood, in the summer vacations, all the relatives would gather together. There would be around 45 to 50 relatives staying in the same home. And dear devotees, when they would stay in the same home in the summer vacations, especially during summer, there was so many things being prepared to eat and so many people in the family. And in the summer season was mango season. And the best mangoes in the world are produced in the state from where I come, Maharashtra. It produces the best mangoes in the world. All of you know which mango it is? Alfonso mango. Alfonso is an English name. Habus is the name of the mango which is produced. And I remember on the top floor of the home there used to be crates and crates of mangoes. The devotees, today, in order to buy a single crate of mango, I have to think many times. So, isn't it true? Yes? So, dear devotees, today we may have money, but do we have artha? Meaningful money. Because actually speaking, money or prosperity is only enjoyable when you have relatives and an entire family to enjoy it with. One of the complaints of Arjuna in the first chapter of the Gita is that if we slaughter all these people, then with whom will we enjoy the kingdom? So dear devotees, artha refers not only to money, because there are many people who have a lot of money in their bank but who are suffering from depression, especially during the winter season. Isn't it? The devotees, but artha refers to overall prosperity which comes with a complete family and a complete system in which you can have enjoyment of that artha. And when you have proper artha, people also want calm. Calm is usually translated as lust, but the original meaning of calm is creative desire. Any creative desire is also referred to as calm. The original calm in this universe was produced in the heart of Bhagavan. The Vedas say, Sah akamayat eko aham bahusyam prajaye yeti. In the beginning of the creation, Bhagavan Sah akamayat, he had a desire. What was the desire? Ekoham, alone I am. Bahusyam, let me become many. Prajaya yeti, let me spring forth the creation. So the first calm in this universe it was produced in whose heart, dear devotees? Bhagavan. So Bhagavan's heart had the first creative desire, and based on his creative desire, we also have creative desires. And these creative desires are manifested in various ways in the world. So calm means fulfilling your material desires, your desires for being creative in this world. And after calm, then comes the final Purushartha, the final goal of life, which is moksha. Finally, one wants to get out of the world, because no matter how hard you try to be happy in this world, finally there is one truth about this world. You ask the people who are old enough whether they were able to achieve happiness, and they will tell you no. But the young ones still want to try. Alright, devotees. Every generation wants to try, but when they grow old, they will come to know that actually it was better to get out of the cycle of this world. So finally they want something. What do they want, dear devotees? Moksha. So Srila Prabhupada says in this way, dharma, artha, kama and moksha are continuously going on in the material world. Dear devotees, amongst these four, the first three are very important. And they are very important because they are the goals of life which 99% of the people have in this world. The first three goals, what are the first three goals? Dharma, artha, kama. 99% of the people have these three goals in life, dear devotees. Regarding these three, the very famous learned Pandit Chanakya says something. Please repeat after me. Sukhasya Moolam Dharmaha. Sukhasya Moolam Dharmaha. The root of all happiness is dharma. If we are happy today in life, it is because either in this life or previous lives we have committed some acts of dharma. And dharma is not only for those who are followers of the Vedas. Very good. Hare Krishna. Devotees, dharma is not simply for those who are followers of Vedas. Even a person who doesn't follow Vedas, if they give charity to a proper person, they are also committing acts of dharma. So Vedas are so broad-minded that even a person who doesn't believe in the Vedas can perform dharma. And even a person who believes in the Vedas can also perform adharma. Devotees, it is possible. So, sukhasya moolam dharmaha. The root of all happiness in this life or in future lives is to commit acts of dharma. What is dharma? Devotees, a question is to be asked. What is dharma? We will see the definition of dharma. Can somebody tell me some meanings of dharma that they know?
Inherent nature.
Inherent nature, wonderful. Anybody else?
Occupational duties.
Occupational duties, wonderful. Principles, okay, wonderful. So all these are wonderful definitions of dharma. But today we will see a definition of dharma from Shastra. How many of us would like to know what is dharma according to Shastra? Wonderful. So today we will see a definition of dharma directly from the Shastra. But today, sukhasya moolam dharma. If we want to become happy, the root of all happiness is dharma. Alright? Dharma in general we can translate right now as religiosity. Later we will see what is the exact meaning of dharma. Now, dear devotees, Sri Chanakya Pandit says, please repeat after me. Artha moola hi dharma kama viti. He says, Artha moola hi dharma kama iti. Hare Krishna, welcome. Please settle down. Please settle down. Arthamulau hi dharma kamau iti. Dear devotees, if you want, how many of you wish to have dharma in your life? Please raise your hands. Because having dharma means you will have something. What will you have? Happiness, sukham. So we all wish to have dharma, but arthamulau hi dharma. If you want to execute dharma on a large scale, you need artha. Isn't it? Because small amounts of dharma can be committed by you in day-to-day life, but you really want to maximize your dharma as much as possible. So you can cook for yourself. That is not exactly dharma, but you cook for 1,000 people and feed them. That will lead to what? Dharma, charity. But for cooking for 1,000 people and feeding them, you will need something. What will you need, dear devotees? Artha. Artha mulau. Isn't it? So dear devotees, artha mulau hi dharma. In order to ensure that dharma is there, you need something else in your life, and that is artha. And kamau iti, also if you want proper satisfaction of material desires, for that also you need what? Artha. See how important artha is, isn't it? Today, yesterday Prabhu was saying we want to build a temple. I hope big act of dharma, param dharma actually. It is not only dharma, it is param dharma. But param dharma also, the devotees will need something. What will it need? Artha. Is it possible without artha? No, it is not possible. So dear devotees, artha mulau hi dharma kama iti. Dharma is also based on artha, and kama. If you want to satisfy your material desires, then also you need something. What do you need? Artha. You need artha for that purpose too. Because a person who is a beggar on the street, poor person cannot afford to have material desires. They cannot afford to have material desires. What to speak of fulfilling those desires, they cannot afford to have material desires. So the root of all dharma and kama is one, dear devotees. What is that? Artha. See the thinking process of Chanakya Pandit. So dear devotees, you need artha for dharma. You need artha also for kama. And you need dharma for happiness in next life. And you need kama for happiness in this life. See how interconnected they are. Therefore, Sri Chanakya Pandit says, please repeat after me. Parasparasya anupaghatakam. Parasparasya anupaghatakam. The goals of life should not cause harm to one another. These three goals of life should not harm each other. Sometimes what some individuals do is, they are so much into dharma that they forget about something, artha. And then the prime years of their life are spent in dharma, and then they later think, if only I could have, earned more money in the prime years of my life, I would have been much better situated. So dear devotees, in the prime years of their life, they do not have something, artha. Some people are so much into dharma that they forget the third purushartha. Which is the third purushartha? Kama. That there is a particular age in life to have satisfaction of material desires. And when that age is lost, neither do you have satisfaction, and you end up as a frustrated person who thinks, oh, the grapes are sour. Dear devotees, And such people spit on material desires. Why? Because you couldn't attain, of course you will spit on material desires. So dear devotees, kama also has a specific importance in life. Those people who do not have proper Vedic means to satisfy their kama, and in their mind they still desire. Shri Krishna calls them mithyachar in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So, karmendriyani samyamya yaaste manasasmaran. So is ahankar vimudatma mithyachara sa uchyate. He is known as mithyachar. Such a person is known as a pretender, basically. From externally, he is trying to suppress his calm. In the mind, there is immense desire for calm. In this way, dear devotees, the three goals of life should not harm each other. It's very important. Now, some people use their artha, what is artha, prosperity, to harm their dharma. There are many such people. Money is very important, Dharma we will see in old age. And in old age, they neither have the mental capacity nor the proper attitude to execute dharma. Look at old people who are executing dharma. You will not find a single one of them who will say, I started my dharma at the age of 51. No, no. They have to have a background in dharma in order to start it at that proper age. Only very rarely will somebody be able to start like that. If they are thinking, no, till 50 years I will not execute any dharma and I will do only artha and kama, you are wasting your life. Dharma and kama and artha are required in proper proportions in human form of life. Alright, so dear devotees, parasparasya anupaghatakam. The same Siddhanta is given by Bhagavan Sri Ram in the Walmiki Ramayan. In the Walmiki Ramayan, there is an incident where Bhagavan Ram has departed for the forest and Bharat later comes to know, because Bharat was not present when Bhagavan Ram was sent to the forest. Bharat comes to know that my dear brother has been sent to the forest for 14 years. Bharat becomes very angry, and dear devotees, to add to his anger, there is the sadness of Maharaj Dashrath passing away. So Bharat is very angry and is very sad, and he says, but anyhow we should convince Sri Ram to come back and regain the throne. So they try to find Sri Ram in the middle of the forest. Bharat and Shatrughna along with all the mothers, they come along with all the residents of Ayodhya to meet Sri Ram, and Bharat is very dejected. When Sri Ram sees Bharat in a dejected face, Sri Ram asks him many questions. And one of the queries that Sri Ram asks him in the Walmiki Ramayan is as follows. This is direct Walmiki Ramayan, Bhagavan Sri Ram's words to Bharat. Kachid arthena vadharmam artham dharmena va punaha ubhava priti lobhena kamena na vibadhase kachid arthena va dharmam. Bharat, do you suppress your dharma through your artha? Why are you so sad today? You are a king. You should be having equal proportions of three things. What are the three things? Dharma, artha and kama. You should have equal proportions of three. Are you unhappy because you are using your dharma to suppress your artha? Or are you using your artha to suppress your dharma? Or are you suppressing both dharma and artha through your desire for sense enjoyment? Because maybe you just became a king. So maybe you have a lot of kama, but you are suppressing your dharma and artha through your kama. Bharat, why are you unhappy? Dear devotees, the implication is that a person becomes unhappy in life by suppressing one purushartha through another purushartha, by causing harm to one purushartha through another purushartha. Often this is seen. Sometimes people too much dharma, dear devotees, that later in life they start questioning, did I really take the proper path in life? Isn't it? So much dharma. And because they did not have proper quantities of artha and kama. Little artha, little kama would have been there. They would have been satisfied individuals. One of the 64 limbs of bhakti mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is Shokadi Avashavartita. To not be affected by lamentation, unhappiness, distress is one of the 64 limbs of bhakti. But one will only be unaffected by lamentation, distress if one is leading a wholesome life, dear devotees. Otherwise, it will not be possible to lead a wholesome life. And therefore, it is very important that these three goals should be balanced in life. Now, dear devotees, we should have a detailed look at these three goals. But dear devotees, we will realize one thing. These three goals, no matter how much you try to balance them, no matter how much you try to acquire these three goals ultimately don't satisfy you. There is a reason for that, because you will notice that in all of these three goals, there is transactional nature. You know what is transactional nature? Business. Give and take. Prabhu, in life, when you want benefit, do you want benefit as a transactional business or do you want somebody to give you causeless benefit? Wonderful. But you will realize that neither dharma, nor artha, nor kama is non-transactional. All of them are purely transactional, business-based entities. First, let us begin with the first Purushartha. What is the first Purushartha? Dharma. Dharma, dear devotees, we will first see the definition of dharma. This definition of dharma, I told you I will define dharma. Some of you said occupational duty, some of you said natural, inherent nature. The exact definition of dharma is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is the episode of Ajamil, who is being taken away by the Yamadutas, the agents of Yamaraj. And suddenly Ajamil calls out his son. What is the name of his son, dear devotees? Narayan. And suddenly, because of his calling out his son Narayan, the Vishnu Dutas suddenly come to his rescue. The Yamadutas and the Vishnu Dutas have an argument at that point of time. The Yamadutas say we have to take him away to the hellish planets because he has committed adharma. So, the Vishnu Dutas ask the Yamadutas, what is dharma? First tell us what is dharma. So, when the Vishnu Dutas ask the Yamadutas what is dharma, at that point of time the Yamadutas give a direct reply to the Vishnu Dutas, and this is the reply which the Yamadutas give at that point of time. Please repeat after me, dear devotees. Veda pranihito dharmo yadharmas tad viparyayah. Dear devotees, please hear carefully. Veda pranihito dharmo. The Yamaduta said Veda pranihito dharmo. Dharma is that which is prescribed in the Vedas. That's it. Simple definition. What is dharma? That which is prescribed in the Vedas. Very simple. You don't need to give other complicated definition, because somebody will say my duty is dharma. Often nowadays in India, people say my duty is dharma. My karma is my dharma. Like this people start saying, Are Baba, have a definition which is consistent. Okay? Because my karma is my dharma. So the butcher who is cutting meat, he was also committing what? Dharma. The politician who is stealing thousands of dollars of money, he is also committing what? Dharma. The thief who is stealing, he is also committing what? Dharma. Everybody is trying to live in this world, isn't it? So nowadays that modern definition which has become prevalent in India is thoroughly incorrect. And that definition should be corrected according to what is given in Shastra. Veda pranihito dharmo. What is dharma? That which is given in the Vedas. And what does following the Vedas give us, dear devotees? Dharma. I hope you are able to understand. What is dharma? Following the Vedas. And what does following the Vedas give you? Dharma. It is a very reciprocal relationship. So anybody asks you at any point of time what is dharma, just say one sentence. That which is prescribed in the Vedas is dharma. He adharmas tad viparyaya, and the opposite of that is called as what? Adharma. This is what is the clear, succinct definition of dharma. Now, dear devotees, we know the definition of dharma. Now, what is given in the Vedas? Because we need to know whether dharma can give us conditional benefit or unconditional benefit, transactional benefit or non-transactional benefit. We need to know about this. What do the Vedas prescribe for us, dear devotees? At this point of time, we should understand what is the purpose of the Vedas. The main purpose of the Vedas, dear devotees, is to execute one particular activity, and that activity, please repeat after me, yajna. Right? What is yajna, dear devotees? Sacrifice. Fire sacrifice especially is called as yajna. And why do we execute yajna? So it is very popularly mentioned in Vedic literature. Please repeat. Swarga kamo yajeta. Swarga kamo yajeta. Yajeta. Swarga kamo. A person desirous of attaining Swarga. What is Swarga, dear devotees? Heavenly planets should perform yajna. should perform a fire sacrifice. So the purpose of the Vedas is to perform yajna, and yajna leads you to one planetary system. Which planetary system? Swarga, heavenly planets. This is the main purpose, and the majority of the Vedas are centered around yajna. And this is what is called as dharma, because sukhasya mulam dharma. Dharma is that which gives you something. What does it give you? Happiness. And there is no happiness in the material world as compared to the happiness in the heavenly planets. Alright, devotees? Huh? Maybe Charlotte compares somewhat to that. But anyway, sukhasya mulam dharma. That the root of all happiness is dharma. And the best result of that happiness in this world is to elevate yourselves to the heavenly planets and above. Dear devotees, this Vedic dharma is completely transactional in nature. Bhagavan Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter verse number 11, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu parasparam bhavayantah Shreyah paramavapsyatha Devan bhavayata anena by this yajna. Devan bhavayata, you please the devas. Who are the devas? The devatas, the gods. Please the gods through this yajna. And te deva bhavayantu vaha. In return, these devatas will please you. Parasparam bhavayanta. In this way, you please them, they please you. You please them, they please you. Shreya paramavapsita. Both of you will attain great happiness. Alright, dear devotees, so go execute fire sacrifice. How many of you have heard of Som Yajna? So, Soma is a very rare plant. You crush the plant. Soma is the direct consumable of the devatas. So it is a particular plant. You crush the stem of the plant, you will get a liquid. It is called Som Ras. It is available in this world, but a very rare plant. And that Soma Ras, you perform Soma Yajna and offer to the devatas. Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Om Varunaya Swaha Idam Varunaya Idam Namama. You are offering to the devatas. So the devatas receive through Agni. Alright, they receive through whom? Agni. From your side, the priest is a Brahman. From the devata side, the priest is Agni. So Agni is the receiver from the devata side. Agni transforms that Soma into a subtle form of Soma which is fit to be consumed by the devatas. The devatas are also known as Kratubhuk. Kratubhuk means they eat through the fire sacrifice. Alright, and who is the mouth of the devatas? Agni. Agni is the mouth of the devatas. So dear devotees, through Agni the devatas consume Soma and devatas are happy. Wow, wonderful. So you satisfied us. Now in return, welcome to Swarga. I hope you are able to understand. Parasparam bhavayanta. Mutually scratch each other's back. Shreya paramavapsita. Alright, Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
The devatas, being pleased by sacrifice, says, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and devatas, prosperity will reign for all.
So dear devotees, in this way, how does this sound? Transactional or non-transactional? Very purely transactional. This is dharma. And most of the Vedas are centered around this. Some people say, oh, Vedas ultimately mean bhakti. Ultimately, yeah. But immediately, what do the Vedas mean? Immediately, the Vedas are transactional in nature. Purely transactional in nature. Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved. The three primary Vedas. Purely transactional in nature. Therefore, Krishna says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda. The Vedas are dealing with the three modes of nature. And three modes of nature will not let you have anything unconditionally. So our dharma has purely transactional. Let's say today you say, I will not execute dharma. So Devtas will say, okay. If not dharma, then adharma. Alright, then Yamaraj is welcoming. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? So that is what it is. So select your path, dharma or adharma. When dharma is proper, you get 6 seasons in the society in sequence. Traditionally, we are supposed to have how many seasons? 6. I will give you the name of the 6 seasons, alright? Please repeat after me. Grishma. Grishma is which season? Summer. Alright, next. Varsha. Varsha is which season? Rainy season. Alright, fair. Then after Varsha, which season? Anybody knows? Sharad. What is Sharad? Autumn. Right? Then Hemanta, pre-winters. Then Shishira, actual winters. And Vasanta, spring. Dear devotees, how many seasons are there? 6. They should come in sequence. And they come in sequence in places where somebody is pleased. Who is pleased? Devtas. And when the Devtas are not pleased, they come out of order. The fruits are not tasty. Alright, I hope you are able to understand. So the fruits, vegetables, etc. lose their taste gradually. So to the degree that there is dharma going on, to that degree the Devatas will give. And to the degree it is not there, Devatas will not give their respective results. Achha. After dharma, we have the next Purushartha. Which is the next Purushartha? Artha. Artha involves, especially Artha is the currency of transaction in this world. Can Artha be non-transactional, dear devotees? No. It is the very currency of transaction in this world. Therefore, Artha is also purely transactional. You can't say, Prabhu, give me prosperity unconditionally. Prabhu, you like me, na Prabhu? Yes or no? Huh? Prabhu, I am your friend, right? Yes or no? See, he's hesitant. He's very hesitant. He knows what is coming next. So, Artha. See, we all know how Artha is. So there is a very nice verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam where Bali Maharaj, the king of the lower planetary systems, Asuras, is about to give away all his Artha to one personality. To whom? Vamandev. His guru is terribly unhappy with this. His guru's name is Shukracharya, is a vibhuti of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna himself is Shukracharya. The devotees in the Gita, Bhagavan says, Kavi Naam Ushana Kavi. Amongst all the learned sages, I am Ushana, Shukracharya. So, the receiver is also Bhagavan and the preventer is also Bhagavan. The devotees, try to understand this. It's a big lila. So, as preventer, Bhagavan, Shukracharya tells him something, Bali Maharaj. What does he tell him? Please repeat after me. Dharmaya yashasirthaya Kamaya svajanaya cha Panchadha vibhajan vittam Iha mutra cha modate. Bali, you are giving all your vittam. What is the meaning of vittam? Wealth, prosperity to this one person. Panchadha vibhajan, you should divide your wealth in how many parts? 5. Here, Bali Maharaj, how you should divide your wealth in 5 parts. First, dharmaya, give 1/5 for dharma.
Which is what you are doing.
Which is what you are doing. A brahmana has come to you, alright? So you should not give the entire, you should give only how much? 1/5. Don't give your entire wealth to him. So 1/5 should be given for dharma. That I will agree with. Yashase, another 1/5 should be given for yasha, for popularity and prestige in the world. Tomorrow people should remember that there was a king named Bali. Otherwise your name will be forgotten from the records of history. So build bridges, Bali Maharaj bridge. Alright? Something like that. Alright, huh? So, Yashase, let your name be known. Because it's also important, because in future people will take your example and they will do something. So your glory should be properly established. Another 1/5, Arthaya, should be invested for increasing money. Investment, dear devotees. Right? The third 1/5 should be given for investment. Another 1/5, Kamaya, for your own satisfaction. And the final 1/5, Swajanayacha, for your relatives. Panchadha vibhajan vittam, while dividing your wealth in this way, how many ways? 5 ways. Iha amutra cha modate, you will be happy in this life, you will also be happy in next life. If you give up all these 5 right now, you will not be happy in this life, and who knows what will happen in next life. You know Shukracharya's philosophy, who knows what will happen in next life. Huh? So dear devotees, in this way, Shukracharya is telling Bali Maharaj, you should be very transactional with your artha. Don't be so non-transactional and give it to this Vishnu. Alright, in this way he is telling. So dear devotees, this is the policy of the material world. And is it transactional or non-transactional? Purely transactional. The currency of transaction is artha. Prabhu, kindly read.
Therefore, one who is in full knowledge should divide his accumulated wealth in 5 parts: for religion, for reputation, for opulence, for sense gratification, and for the maintenance of his family members. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next.
Yeah, such a person is happy not only in this world but in the next world. Now, if you give dharmaya, everything you give for dharma, you will be happy in next world, maybe. But this world, kaya, pakkad bikari, समझ में is beggar. What will you do? So, therefore, Bali Maharaj, learn how to transact in the world. Learn how to use your artha as transaction. So, dear devotees, artha is non-transactional or transactional? And if it is non-transactional, please let me know. I have something to ask from you. Alright. Next, dear devotees, comes something. What is the third Purushartha? Calm. Wow, dear devotees, calm is something which is of immediate, importance to us. And this calm, dear devotees, is nothing but fulfillment of desires. And dear devotees, fulfillment of desires. We love other people in our lives. There are so many relatives we love. We have a spouse, a husband has a wife. Dear devotees, the love that a husband has for his wife, the love that a wife has for her husband, the love that we have for material things, it is all categorized under one term. What is that term, dear devotees? Calm. Is calm a transactional or non-transactional? Wonderful. Prabhu said it's a grey area. So I want to dig deeper. Because I knew somebody will just agree and say it is transactional. But no, somebody disagree. I love people who disagree. Chalo, Prabhu, it's a grey area, Prabhu. So you mean to say that there is some aspect which is non-transactional?
Yeah.
Can calm be non-transactional?
Yeah, some creative desires could be non-transactional. So you like some music, let's say.
Wow.
You don't want anything out of it.
Wonderful.
But you sing.
Wonderful. Very good, Prabhu. So I precisely wanted to bring this point. A mother loves her child. Is it transactional or non-transactional? Wonderful. So finally we found the Purushartha which is non-transactional.
Actually, probably it is transactional. Because she expects that my son will take care of me when I am old.
At least Indian mothers are transactional. Okay. So other mothers we don't know, but at least Indian. So we can't have a stable Siddhanta like this. So in the Upanishads, this entire subject matter is taken up. There is a discussion between the Upanishadic sage Yajnavalkya and his wife Maitreyi. And Maitreyi and Yajnavalkya are discussing with each other about this Kama Purushartha. And then in this discussion, something happens. Dear devotees, please repeat what Yajnavalkya says to Maitreyi. न वा अरे पत्युः कामाय पतिः प्रियो भवति आत्मनस्तु कामाय पतिः प्रियो भवति न वा अरे. You know अरे? You know what is अरे? What is अरे?
Like calling out.
It's in English we say hey. So, but it is more dearer than hey. Arey, Maitreyi, listen. Na va arey Maitreyi. Na va patyuh kamaya patihi priyo bhavati. The wife doesn't love her husband because she loves the husband. Please hear carefully. The wife doesn't love the husband because she loves the husband. Atmanastu kamaya patih priyo bhavati. The wife loves the husband because she loves herself.
Husband's always like
Wait, next verse. We also have from the other side it is coming out. Because the husbands are ready to declare, yeah, we love, but they don't love. That's not how it is. Yagyavalkya is very balanced says. Alright? I wanted to check how many husbands are complaining. So that's why I put this first. Alright. So, dear devotees, here is the translation. Maitreyi, it is not for the sake of the husband's pleasure that he is loved, but it is for the sake of the pleasure of the self that he is loved by the wife. Dear devotees, immediately Yagyavalkya makes the next statement from the other side. Na va are jayayai kamaya jaya priya bhavati atmanastu kamaya jaya priya bhavati na va are Maitreyi, na va are. How many of us would like to see our wife angry and unhappy? I would like to see the brave man who raises his hand. So, nobody likes to see his wife unhappy. Because, dear devotees, if the wife becomes unhappy, then who becomes unhappy? And ultimately, the husband himself doesn't want to become unhappy. Therefore, he ensures that the wife is not happy. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? Let me tell you one thing. If the wife's unhappiness would lead to the husband's happiness, then most husbands would make their wife very unhappy. Isn't it, dear devotees? But the wife's unhappiness makes the husband also unhappy. And the husband doesn't want to personally become unhappy. Therefore, he keeps the wife happy. Likewise. Alright? The wife knows that the husband's unhappiness will make her unhappy. And she doesn't want to become unhappy. Therefore, she ensures that the husband is happy. So ultimately, whose happiness are we interested in? Ourselves. Acha, this is husband, wife and children, all of this. Alright, dear devotees. We keep the children happy because on the day the children are not happy, let's say the child falls sick, child is unhappy. But dear devotees, because the child is unhappy, the parents also become unhappy. And the parents don't want to make themselves unhappy. Therefore, they want to ensure that the child remains happy. And this is about living entities. Finally, Yagyavalkya says, Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Nava are and Maitreyi, forget about living entities. Non-living entities also are dear to somebody because ultimately one loves one's own self. Dear devotees, today I buy a brand new Tesla car with the Garud like wings. You know, I think there is one more generation. Huh? Model X. No wonder. Model X. We have knowledgeable people. So today I buy Tesla Model X. Next morning I am cleaning like nicely. Dear devotees, huh? Every 2 days I am cleaning nicely. I am taking it to the person who shines the car. You know, what is it called? Wax shining. Right. Waxing. Alright. It is living entity or non-living entity? Tell me. Non-living entity. But if Tesla is happy, I hope you are able to understand. And finally, whose happiness do I want? Therefore, I am keeping Tesla happy. So this is what is going on. Mahabha Prabhu, please read loudly but slowly.
It is not for the sake of everything that everything is loved, but it is for the pleasure of the self that everything is loved by an individual.
This is Brihadaranya Upanishad, the great discussion between Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. Now, dear devotees, please tell me, is calm transactional or non-transactional? Because we will only love a person because we love ourselves. That is what it is. So, dear devotees, dharma, transactional. Artha, the currency of transaction. Kama, transaction. Now our hopes are set. Only the fourth one, dear devotees. At least moksha will not be transactional. Isn't it, dear devotees? Huh? Dear devotees, unfortunately, moksha also turns out to be. Some of you are surprised. Huh? I understand. But let's see the condition for moksha. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. So many of you know this verse, dear devotees. Mahabha Prabhu, please read the translation.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. Thereafter, I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. But what if I don't abandon all varieties of religion and I don't surrender to you? No moksha. Moksha cancel. Dear devotees. So, dear devotees, what to do? Moksha is transactional or non-transactional? If moksha was non-transactional, all of us would have gotten liberated by now. Because it would have come for free, isn't it? Huh?
There is no exchange value.
No exchange value. So what has no exchange value has zero exchange value. Zero exchange value means it should come for everyone gradually. Moksha is transactional. Dear devotees. So dharma, artha, kama, moksha. All of them are fully transactional. So dear devotees, please remember, in this world it is all a business. That's the end of the lecture. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's it. That's the lecture. Huh? I hope all of you are happy. Wow. Here come the Gaudiya Vaishnavas with their lofty ideas. Dear devotees, therefore, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas say something. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Srila Prabhupada used to quote many times, পৃথিবীতে আর কিছু ধর্ম নামে চলে ভাগবত কহে তাহা পরিপূর্ণ চলে পৃথিবীতে আর কিছু ধর্ম নামে চলে whatever goes on in the name of religiosity in the world is so transactional. Bhagavat kahe, Srimad Bhagavatam says paripurna chal, it is complete cheating. Alright, here is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
Whatever goes in the world in the name of religiosity, the Srimad Bhagavatam declares it to be outright cheating.
Whatever goes on in the world in the name of religiosity, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, is so transactional. Srimad Bhagavatam declares outright cheating. Somebody may say, I will escape Vedic religion altogether and I will go to other forms of religiosity in the world. You go to other forms of religiosity, there is Abrahamic religion, Christianity and Islam predominant. In those religions you will find that they are also purely transactional in nature. If you submit to our religion and you accept our particular messiahs, only then will you go to heaven. Else you will go to eternal hell. Dear devotees, how does this sound? Transactional or non-transactional? Fully transactional. So Vrindavan Das Thakur says Prithvi te, on entire earth, not only Bharate, right? Dear devotees, Prithvi te dharma naam, yaar kichu chale, whatever goes on. Bhagavat kahe, Srimad Bhagavatam says paripurna chala. Nobody is going to give you unconditional benefit in this world. Naked reality of the material world, isn't it? Dear devotees, therefore, when Shri Vyasadeva, he compiled Mahabharat, and in the Mahabharat was Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Mahabharat was Bhagavad Gita. He compiled the Mahabharat, and in between the Mahabharat there was the Bhagavad Gita, which is like the life of the Mahabharat. After compiling the Mahabharata, the final statement in the Bhagavad Gita was Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shucha. That final instruction of Bhagavan in the Gita was transactional or non-transactional? Transactional. And Sri Vyasadeva completed the Mahabharata, and after completing the Mahabharata and so many Puranas, Sri Vyasadeva was unhappy in his mind. Very unhappy. Dear devotees, imagine the author is unhappy, what will happen with the readers? Isn't it? Author is unhappy, readers will remain definitely unhappy. It's a very difficult situation. Therefore, Sri Vyasadeva's guru came at that point of time. His name is Sri Narad Muni. Sri Narad Muni asked him a rhetorical question. Vyasadeva, are you happy? Like Sri Vyasadeva knew. See, that's how a guru sometimes, he pokes fun at the disciple. Are you happy? Vyasadeva. Identifying with the body and the mind. Are you happy? There's one verse like that. Are you happy? Sri Vyasadeva, by identifying with the body and the mind. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You're happy now? Everything was described in the great literature, Mahabharata you compiled. After all this, why do you look as if you are fully undone in life? That is what he asked Vyasadeva. Are you happy, Vyasadeva? So Vyasadeva said, no, I am not happy. Can you please tell me what to do? So then Sri Narad Muni tells him, please compose that literature which will give you unconditional, non-transactional religiosity. That is what we want. And then, dear devotees, Shri Vyasadeva in the Bhagavatam, in the second verse, Shri Vyasadeva said something, please repeat. Dharma projita kaitavotra parama. Dharma projita kaitavotra parama. Dharma, this Bhagavatam is also going to give what? Dharma. But dharma is what? Transaction. Nana. Paramaha dharma. I hope you are able to understand. It is going to give which dharma? Parama dharma. The highest dharma. pra-ujjita kaitava, where pra-ujjita, very nicely we have thrown out. What have we thrown out? Kaitava, cheating. We are going to give that highest dharma from which pra-ujjita. Pra means nicely, very nicely ujjita, we have thrown out. Kaitava. What is kaitava? Cheating. Now, dear devotees, cheating means, dear devotees, all that dharma which is transactional has to be thrown out. This is the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, kindly read what?
The highest dharma, devoid of any cheating propensity, is presented here in the Bhagavatam.
The highest dharma, parama dharma, not just dharma. Because we know dharma is what? Transactional. And therefore it is cheating. And ultimately it is what? Cheating. So we need highest dharma which is devoid of cheating. Is presented here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The most salient commentator on the Srimad Bhagavatam, the earliest Sanskrit commentator is Srila Sridhar Swami. His commentary is considered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the best Sanskrit commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sridhar Swami Guru Karimani, Sridhar Anugata Karo Bhagavat Vyakhyan. Understand Sridhar Swami as Guru and explain Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita according to whose commentary? Sridhar Swami. Because only Sridhar Swami's commentary will help you understand what is the essential meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sridhar Swami says, please repeat. Prashabdena moksha abhisandhir api nirastah. Prashabdena, you can see pra in projita. Can you see projita? Pra ujjita, nicely removed. So pra means nicely, very nicely, thoroughly. The term pra in projita, moksha abhisandhir api nirastah, the desire for moksha is also rejected in the Bhagavatam. Very important. It has a very important implication for all of us. The Bhagavatam begins by rejecting the final goal of Bhagavad Gita. I hope you are able to understand. The Bhagavatam begins where the Bhagavad Gita ended. But the Bhagavatam has to begin by rejecting the final promised goal of Bhagavad Gita. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. I don't want moksha, Bhagavan. Now, dear devotees, this is going to be a difficult practice. But I want all of you to speak a vow after me. Are you ready, dear devotees? Yes. So, dear devotees, please speak after me. Dear Krishna, I declare today that I do not want to go back home, back to Godhead. Why did you become slow in SP?
The last line is speaker.
Oh my God. Prabhu, why do we want to go back to Godhead?
Because we're miserable in the material world.
We are miserable in the material world.
To serve Krishna.
Oh wow, how noble. That you can do here also. Why do you need to go somewhere else, isn't it? Can't we serve Bhagavan in this material world, Mataji? So,
To serve Krishna directly. I mean, in
The-
presence of Krishna.
yeah, the deity is Krishna only, hai na, Mataji? No? As far as I heard Vaishnava philosophy, huh? The deity is Krishna.
Krishna wants us to come back also.
Oh wow. Why take the allegation on us? Krishna wants you on a condition. Sarva dharman parityaja. Krishna doesn't want you unconditionally. Mataji, that doesn't work.
Escape from material bonding.
Ah, wonderful. Dear devotees, we want to have our eternal pass to Disneyland. Isn't it? That is what it is all about. Huh? All these are excuses, Mataji. We also belong to Charlotte, isn't it? That's why we bought a home here, isn't it?
Eternal
That is what we want. And dear devotees, we love Krishna because ultimately we love ourselves. So dear devotees, this desire has to be rejected. For the first time now, if we want unconditional benefit, how many of us want unconditional benefit? Please raise your hands. We have to be. You don't know?
It's very risky to the day.
I understand. If we want unconditional benefit, we can only get it from Bhagavan. Because living entities are all more or less looking for transactions. We can only get it from Bhagavan. And the way to do that is to first become non-transactional in our dealings with Bhagavan ourselves.
That's why I did not raise my hand.
So once again, dear devotees, please repeat after me. Dear Krishna, I declare today that I do not want to go back to Godhead for my pleasure. I only want your prema for your pleasure and nothing else. So Prabhu, if Bhagavan comes to you at the end of your life and says, wonderful, very nice, you executed your bhakti nicely, but sorry, you cannot go back to Godhead. Right? Or not at the end of, tonight if he comes, tonight you are sleeping, suddenly you notice there is somebody else in the room, alright? You are not afraid because that is Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, I am very pleased, but I am sorry, this life you will not be able to go back to Godhead. Prabhu, what will be your response?
It's fine. It's Bhagavan's wish.
Now you heard the lecture. Now you have to say it's fine. Now I told you the entire science and then you will do it. But many people, you know, what mistake did I make, Bhagavan? What is wrong? Can I fix something?
We are happy that Bhagavan came.
We are happy Bhagavan came. Bhagavan is going to leave very soon. So some people will say, Acha, if I can't get liberation, better let's enjoy the rest of my life. Anyways, I am not going to go, isn't it? At least one life I will be happy. Na?
So, give next birth where I can reach Krishna. We can pray to him that in the next birth at least we should
Bhagavan, at least next life give me moksha. Alright, Bhagavan. So, is it, is it non-transactional or transactional? So delayed transaction, post-dated check. Bhagavan, give me a post-dated check for my next life. So dear devotees, if Bhagavan comes to us and says that you're not going to go back home, back to Godhead in this life, all we have to say is one thing. Dear devotees, please repeat after me. Bhagavan, it's okay.
It's okay.
I just want your prema. And nothing else. Because your prema is for your happiness. Not mine. Dear devotees, Bhagavan doesn't have a reply to this. In the Gita, Bhagavan has said, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajami. The mood with which a person surrenders to me, I reciprocate accordingly. Let's say Bhagavan comes and says, what do you want, Prabhu? Let's say today, what do you want? Follow.
I want his happiness.
No, you have to address him in second person, not third person. What do you want?
I want your happiness.
Ask something for yourself.
No.
You want me to make butter for you.
No. Okay, that's okay. What goal, dharma, artha, kama?
I have said as you surrender, I will respond. So at least give me a chance to respond. Bolo, you want anything?
Your happiness. Whatever please you.
Dear devotees, at this point of time, Bhagavan is defeated by bhakti. This is the point of time where bhakti conquers Bhagavan. This is what is required from a devotee, finally. Alright? And then, let mukti, liberation, come as a side effect of prema, not as the main goal. Because many people have made mukti as the main goal. I'm waking up early in the morning, 3:30, because if I don't wake up, I will not be able to go back home, back to Godhead. Out of that fear, I am waking up. Let me chant 16 rounds, because if I don't chant 16 rounds, I will not be able to go back home, back to Godhead. Let me follow 4 regulations, because if I don't follow 4 regulations, I will not be able to go back home, back to God. My eternal pass to Disneyland will be lost if I don't do any of these things. Dear devotees, therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami says, this desire for moksha is such a witch, it will trouble you forever, as long as you don't give it up. Sri Rupa Goswami's statement in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhukti mukti sprihayava Bhukti mukti sprihayava Pishachi hridi vartate Pishachi hridi vartate Tavad bhakti sukhasyatra Tavad bhakti sukhasyatra Katham abhyudayo bhave Katham abhyudayo bhave Pishachi, you know what is Pishach? Which ghost? So ghost, a female ghost is called Pishachi. Bhukti mukti spriha, because spriha is the desire and spriha is feminine and he is comparing it to a ghost, so which is also feminine. Alright, so bhukti mukti spriha. There are 2 desires which are going to take over your heart like a ghost. Please repeat after me. Bhukti spriha. Bhukti spriha is the desire for material enjoyment. I cannot become happy in bhakti as long as I don't have a Tesla Model X. After having Model X, I will be happy. This, dear devotees, is which spriha? Bhukti. Bhukti spriha. Happiness is in the future. Right now I can't be happy. Why? Because I don't have something. What do I not have? Wealth, enjoyment, bhukti, I don't have. So happiness is in the future, somewhere. After I accumulate this much, then I will be happy. Bhukti spriha. It is like a witch which takes over your heart. Once you fulfill the desires of the witch, the witch doesn't go away. Please try to understand. This is how a witch works. The witch controls you. I don't know how many of you say in childhood there was one serial, Vikram Betal. So there was one story. It is originally based on one literature, Betal Bachchi Si. So that King Vikramaditya, he goes to a shamshan, he goes to a crematorium, and there is one Betal there, and there is one ghost, and he climbs on the shoulders of Vikramaditya and says, Vikram, you answer my question or I will slaughter you. I hope you are able to understand. He says like, Vikram, answer my question or I will slaughter you. So every time Vikram answers his question properly, it's a very tricky question, he answers it. But immediately next time Betal catches him. Again, dear devotees. I hope you are able to understand. Again he catches him. So this is Pishach. Pishach means ghost. The ghost doesn't leave you if you fulfill one desire. After fulfilling one desire, the ghost has another desire. After fulfilling another desire, the ghost has third desire. This is called as Bhukti Spriha, is Pishachi. It is a ghost, and dear devotees, a person affected by a ghost, haunted by a ghost, do they look happy or unhappy? Unhappy. So the person is like a ghost. Happiness is in the future. Right now I have to work hard. Bhukti Spriha. And second, dear devotees, second ghost is, please repeat, Mukti Spriha. I cannot become happy as long as I don't go back home, back to Godhead. This is Mukti Spriha, another ghost. Bhukti, Mukti, Spriha, Yavat Pishachi. As long as these 2 ghosts are haunting the heart, Hridi Vartate, Tavad, till that time, Bhakti Sukhasya Katham Abhyudayo. How will the real happiness of unconditional bhakti arise? Rhetorical question asked by Sri Rupa Goswami. Here is the translation. Mahababa Prabhu, please read the translation slowly but loudly.
As long as the witch-like desires for bhukti, material pleasures, and mukti, liberation from matter, have their grips over the heart of a sadhaka, how can the true happiness of bhakti ever make an appearance there?
The devotee is a living entity, you know, this is Vikram Betal. This is what it is. A living entity is haunted by a ghost. You see how a person haunted by a ghost looks. You know, do they look happy or unhappy? Unhappy. As long as these two ghosts, what are the two ghosts, dear devotees? Not bhukti and mukti. They are, the desire for bhukti and the desire for mukti. Mukti is very great, but the desire for mukti is like a ghost. If it takes over your heart, you will live your life in fear. If I don't do this, I cannot go back home, back to Godhead. If I don't do that, I cannot go back home, back to Godhead. Live your life free of two sprihas, two desires. Bhukti spriha, mukti spriha. If this enjoyment doesn't come to me, I will still be happy. Happiness is here, happiness is now. I hope you are able to understand. And that happiness is not material happiness. That happiness is the happiness of giving yourselves unconditionally to Shri Krishna. That is happiness. That Sharanagati is true happiness. Unconditional Sharanagati is true happiness. When you give yourselves unconditionally to your most beloved person, Shri Bhagavan, that is true happiness. Unconditionally. And therefore, dear devotees, it is specified that such bhakti will even trivialize moksha. Sri Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Tvat kathamrita pathodhau viharanto mahamudah kurvanti kratinah keche chaturvargam trinopamam. Rupa Goswami is writing a literature, his name Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is the meaning of Sindhu? Ocean. He says, I am creating a big ocean of Bhakti Rasa. And Bhakti Rasa is about prema. It is not about moksha. In this Bhakti Rasa ocean, there are devotees who swim like sharks. The devotees. In the ocean, there is one fish who swims fearlessly. Which fish is that? Shark. Because you cannot catch a shark by, traditionally you could not catch a shark by throwing a net. The shark will rip apart the net. There is one fish which will swim freely, fearlessly in the ocean, in the depths of the ocean, that is the shark. So he compared the devotees to Makara, Bhakta Makara. The devotees are like sharks swimming in the ocean of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And Mukti are like the small rivers that merges in the ocean of Bhakti. Mukti is very insignificant in comparison to the vast ocean of Bhakti. Dear devotees, do the sharks swim in the river? Do they go to the rivers at any point of time? No. They will never swim in the river. No matter what happens, a shark will never take to a river. The sharks will always swim in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Nowhere else. And therefore, for them, these rivers, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they are very insignificant for them. Alright, here is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read.
Always swimming in the ocean of your katha, this extremely intelligent, joyous souls consider the four goals of life to be as insignificant as a blade of grass.
As insignificant as a blade of grass. Today I was discussing about this. Can you see outside how many blades of grass there are? Just in here in the backyard. You travel half a mile, how many blades of grass there will be? Every blade of grass is a living entity. Every single blade of grass. Shouldn't every living entity get a name of its own? Yes or no? Yes. Do we give a name to every blade of grass? No? Why? Huh? Not because there are too many, because they are very insignificant. They are so insignificant that we don't even consider it atrocious to walk upon them. We would consider it atrocious to walk upon a human being. We would consider it atrocious to walk upon an animal or a bird. But we don't consider it atrocious to walk upon a blade of grass. Why? Because it is insignificant. Established fact in human society. Grass doesn't have privilege. Isn't it, dear devotees? Does grass have privilege? No privilege. Yes, Prabhu.
I'm a gardener. I uproot grass.
No. He takes away the privilege of grass. When grass sees Prabhu, grass sees Mrityu. Mrityu sarva haras chaham. Prabhu is coming. Devotees.
Or some other grass.
Yeah. So, dear devotees, they make these 4 goals of life become extremely insignificant for the devotees. Now, dear devotees, does it mean that we will never accept moksha? So, a question arises. If in the practice of our bhakti, at one point of time, if moksha comes to us, will we accept it or not? So the answer is given by Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We should have the exact same attitude as him in order to be called a Rupanuga, a follower of Sri Rupa Goswami. Please repeat after me. Atra tyajya tayaivokta mukti pancha vidhapiche salokyadis tathapyatra bhaktya nati virudhyate. Atra tyajya. What is the meaning of tyag, dear devotees? Give up. Atra tyajya tayai vokta mukti. Here in this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I have very clearly said, Sri Rupa Goswami says, mukti tyajya taya. Mukti should be rejected. How many mukti should be rejected? Panchavidha. How many types of mukti should be rejected? 5. All 5 types of mukti. What are the 5 types of mukti? First, dear devotees, is salokya. Salokya means attaining the same planet as Bhagavan, but staying at a little distance. Second is sarshti. Sarshti means attaining the planet of Bhagavan and having the same opulences as Bhagavan, same riches as Bhagavan. Then third is samipya, attaining the planet of Bhagavan and also attaining close proximity to Bhagavan, like Sri Hanuman has. Fourth is sarupya, not only attaining the planet of Bhagavan but also attaining a form which is similar to Bhagavan. And fifth is not accepted by Vaishnavas, sayujya, merging into Bhagavan. So fifth one is not accepted by Vaishnavas because we don't want to merge in Bhagavan. So mukti pancha vidhapi chet. Although I have said you reject all 5 types of mukti, I have said very clearly. But salokyadis tathapi, still, please hear. Salokyadi, 4 of these 5, which are the personal 4 liberations, except for merging. Merging you have to reject. But the remaining 4 where you remain separate from Bhagavan and serve as a devotee, those 4 tathapi still bhaktya na ati virudhyate. They are not very unfavorable to bhakti. Look at the attitude, dear devotees. The remaining 4 are not very unfavorable to bhakti. What does it mean? It means if in the due course of practicing my bhakti, my prema, if mukti comes walking by herself, I will think about her. I hope you are able to understand. I will think about her. I will keep her waiting for some time. I want to check if that mukti is going to help me in my prema. Because let's say you are practicing Krishna bhakti today, and today mukti comes to you, knocks on your door. Prabhu, I have come. Are you ready?
I have to check.
What do you want to check?
You are interfering in my devotion to Krishna? Or my praying to Krishna?
What an attitude. He's a follower of Rupa Goswami, it seems. So, dear devotees, the thing we have to check is, will this facilitate my prema? Because Mukti may come and say, Chalo, we'll go to Vaikuntha, I'll take you to Bhagavan Vishnu's abode. Will you say yes or no?
again, like, depends on this.
No.
You were trying to, who was your Ishtadev, favorable Lord? And Mukti is saying, I'll take you to Vaikuntha, to Sri Vishnu. Yes or no?
No.
So I want to check if you will facilitate my service to my beloved Lord Shri Krishna in his abode. Which abode do you want? Golok Vrindavan. Because there are some people who say anything is okay, just let me get out of this world. Something is better than blind uncle is better than no uncle, isn't it? So, let us get out of the world. If that attitude we are having, we are still not hankering for prema. We are still hankering for what? Moksha. So, anything we'll do is not the attitude. I will check if it is going to facilitate my seva, my prema towards Sri Krishna. Only then I will accept it. This is the translation Mahabharata Prabhu kindly read.
Although all 5 types of liberation are spoken as being worthy of rejection in this text, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhuhu, still the 4 types of liberation, Salokya, etc., are not very unfavorable towards Bhakti.
They're not very unfavorable. Sayujya, merging in Bhagwan is very unfavorable because you can't do any service after merging. So Vaishnavas will certainly reject Sayujya, merging into Bhagwan. But remaining 4 where you stay separate from Bhagwan and you can serve him, still we can consider if it is not unfavorable to our specific mode of bhakti. That is what we want, devotees. So, in conclusion, I will quote a statement from Srila Prabhupada because many times Srila Prabhupada used to say that you should go back home, back to Godhead. Many times Prabhupada used to say, and therefore devotees may have a little confusion, then why did Prabhupada say like that you should go back home, back to Godhead. But Srila Prabhupada also clarified on many occasions. I will be showing you one such occasion where Prabhupada says that a devotee does not desire liberation. From Sridhari Gopal Prabhu, kindly read loudly what Prabhupada says.
A devotee, he does not aspire after going back to home, back to Godhead. No, any place, it doesn't matter. He wants to simply glorify the Supreme Lord. That is his business. It is not the business of the bhakta that he is chanting and dancing and executing devotional service for going to Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. That is Krishna's desire. If he likes, he will take me.
Dear devotees, this is Srila Prabhupada also specifying the same thing. That going back to Godhead is whose headache?
Krishna.
Prema is whose headache? Our. That is what it is. I hope, dear devotees, this is the conclusion, the difference between moksha and prema. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvam saha purayantu tat. Yadatra saushthavam kinchit tad guroreva me nahi. Yadatra skalitam kinchit. It's possible I might have made a mistake in speaking something. If I made a mistake, vidvam saha, your learned devotees purayantu tat. Please correct any mistakes. But yadatra saushthavam kinchit. If there's anything nice in the presentation, please remember tad guroreva. It belongs to my gurujanas. Me nahi. It doesn't belong to me. In the conclusion, I'd like to say, dear devotees, every morning that we sit down for japa, every act of bhakti that we do every single day, the motivation, dear devotees, should be only one. Bhagavan, this is for your pleasure, not for mine. What do you want, Prabhu? Bhagavan may ask, what do you want?
Your pleasure.
Put it back on him. I hope you are able to understand. What do you want? Your pleasure. That's it. That is the goal of life, that devotee. And don't just artificially put it on him. Try to develop a natural mood of prema by coming in contact with a devotee who has that mood. Once you develop that mood, then that is the mood of a Gaudiya Vaishnava. Alright, thank you very much, devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Transactional Q&A. Huh? I will only answer questions if you give a dakshina. No. Non-transactional Q&A. Yes, Prabhu. No. Yes, Prabhu. Please ask.
Prabhu, I have so many questions, but I'll start with only 2.
Okay.
Not start with 1.
You can start with one.
Two are the contradictions. So the very first slide we see, right, Prabhu, we discussed that dharma is doing yajna and following the Vedas. But then again we see in the Gaudiya Vaishnava mode, that serving God is place of dharma. These are, we're denying the Vedas then, right? It's contradictory.
We are not denying the Vedas. We are rejecting those portions of the Vedas which give transactional dharma. This is the same thing that Krishna said to Arjun. You can't reject the Vedas fully. Because if you reject the Vedas fully, you become non-Vedic. So Bhagavan said to Arjun, and I will quote that Praman from the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna said something to Arjun. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigurnyo Bhavarjuna. Prabhu, please read the translation.
The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes.
Alright. Bhagavan is also telling Arjun, oh Arjun, become not transactional. Alright? Become transcendental to these three modes. So, isn't Bhagavan himself telling Arjun that there is a certain section of the Vedas which is transactional in nature? Arjun, if you are intelligent, you will not accept those sections of the Vedas. You will only accept that section of the Veda which is non-transactional in nature. Alright? In this way, be free from all dualities, from all anxieties for gain and safety, transactions. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? And be established in the self. Okay, so
the second part, I mean, I get this one. Why the Vedas didn't reveal that part? I mean, what we get to know in the Vaishnava. Only Devatas in Yajna, getting the Devatas happy till that point, right?
why in the Vedas is that part not revealed? Because Bhagavan says Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam. It is most confidential knowledge. Most living entities in the world are not naturally non-transactional in nature. So Bhagavan is Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. There's a very nice quote in the Upanishads. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. Eko Bahunam, that one Lord fulfills the desires of all the living entities. So if they have transactional desires, Bhagavan will give transactional literature. And majority of the living entities in the world are transactional or non-transactional. So majority of the scriptures in the world are also promising which dharma? Transactional. There are very few who have come to the realization that transactional religion cannot satisfy you. Very few. And only for that very few, Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartum Avyayam. For those people there is Raj Vidya. I will show you that verse where Bhagavan says, Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Please read, Prabhu.
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of this self of realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is the everlasting and it is joyful performance.
This is what? Joyfully performed. It is the perfection of all dharma. Param dharma it is. Alright? ठीक है प्रभु? Yes, Mate. Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving the scholarly presentation and pinpointing the essence of our philosophy, Krishna Prema, unconditional, unmotivated. I have a practical question, Prabhuji. So in Amala Purana Srimad Bhagavatam, one verse establishes what is that dharma, right? Paro dharma, Savai Purusha, Yato Bhakti
Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahayuki Avyavahita Yadhatma Sumprasidati.
So in that the two conditions, uninterrupted unconditional has been established and uninterrupted in the 24 hours, how can we perform bhakti uninterrupted?
Wow, wonderful. How can we perform bhakti uninterrupted? So, answer is very simple, Mataji. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami gives a similar condition. Smartavyah satatam Vishnu Vismartavyo na jatuchit Sarve vidhi nishedhasyur Etayoreva kinkara. Alright, this is what is please repeat after me, dear devotees. Smartavyah satatam Vishnu Vismartavyo na jatuchit Sarva vidinishedhasyo Etayoreva kinkara. Smartavyah, one should remember satatam, constantly. Who should we constantly remember? Bhagavan Sri Krishna or Vishnu. Vismartavyo na. Don't forget jatuchit at any point of time. Jatuchit is kadachit at any point of time. Sarva vidhi nisheda, all rules and regulations of bhakti are kinkara, are servants of these one rule and this one regulation. The one rule is, one positive rule is always remember Krishna. One negative regulation is never forget Krishna. All positive rules in Krishna bhakti are servant of that one positive rule. Always remember Krishna. And all negative rules, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, are servants of that one negative rule. What are the negative rules? Never forget Krishna. So, Satatam, Mataji, what is the meaning of Satatam? Always, certain avyavahita, like you said, isn't it? In the commentary, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says something which will give relief to our hearts, dear devotees. Please repeat after me what Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. Satatam, prati aham. Satatam means at least once every day. Natu, pratikshanam doesn't mean literally every moment. Acha, wait. I hope nobody left right now. Satatam prati aham constantly means at least, not at most. Alright? At least. How many times a day? Once. Natu pratikshanam doesn't literally mean at every single moment. Tasya asadhyatvena. It is impossible for the new practitioner to do 24 hours a day, 6-7 hours they are sleeping. The devotees, alright? So it is asadhyatvena. It is impossible for the new practitioner to do satatam constantly. So it will break the condition satatam. So for a newcomer, for an intermediate devotee, and sometimes even for an advanced devotee, satatam means regularly. Alright, so ahaituki, apratihata, unmotivated and regular. That is the meaning. Apratihata means regular. Apratihata also means that it is not broken by other conditions like jnana, karma, etc. That other philosophies don't break your bhakti. So that is why you remain fixed on the path of bhakti. Ahaituki, apratihata, unbroken. Uninterrupted means uninterrupted by jnana, karma, adi, anavrita. It is not interrupted by other philosophies such as jnana, impersonal knowledge, karma, Vedic karma, adi, jyotish, astrology, ashtanga yoga, etc. do not cause interruptions in that bhakti. So that is also another meaning. I hope that satisfies your query.
It's kind of a loophole, like Prabhuji. So we might lose the seriousness of the bhakti. Okay, I just chanted my 16 rounds. Okay, I remember Krishna for today. I'm going to do.
Mataji, if you want to find a loophole, you will find anyways. Bhakti comes only to the serious person. I have told you minimum once a day. So the serious person will not stay simply on the minimum. The serious person will do the maximum that is possible for them, and then when yayatma suprasidati, then their atma will be happy. When their atma is happy, yes, I have done sufficient today, then they will continue tomorrow. I hope you are able to understand. For a person who is cheating, ultimately whom are they cheating?
Usually, if the one individual is satisfied in their bhakti for that particular time,
Yeah.
it's kind of a progress.
Yeah, progress. Because what is progress? Progress is to be situated in your natural position. Srimad Bhagavatam says to speak nothing without giving a praman. स्वे स्वे धिकारे या निष्ठा सगुणः परिकीर्तितः 11.20.26 chapter is pure devotional service, surpasses knowledge and detachment. Krishna says to Uddhava, Mataji, I will highlight. Please read only the highlighted portion, Mataji.
It is firmly declared that the steady adherence of transcendentalists to their respective spiritual positions constitutes real piety, and that sin occurs when a transcendentalist neglects his prescribed duty.
So real piety is to be situated in your natural position on the path, not to try to do something which is beyond your capacity. That Sri Rupa Goswami says niyamagraha, overdoing the rules and regulations. So please don't overdo the rules and regulations. Niyamagraha. Be situated firmly in your natural position. One man's medicine is another man's poison. Therefore, take recommendation from the Guru as to what is recommended for you, what will make you happy in your path of bhakti. That is the answer to your query. Yes.
So, Prabhuji, that spraha, mukti spraha.
Mukti spraha.
So, mukti spraha is clear that if you are desire for mukti, then you are actually constantly engaged in sense enjoyment.
Yeah.
But when you are desirous for mukti,
Yeah.
desirous basically. So, Guru Goswami is saying it's a pishachini.
Yeah.
So, but that desire actually propels you or kind of motivates you to follow your sadhana basically, isn't it?
But it is all selfish.
Yeah, but it's
Because what is the final goal? Bhukti or prema?
prema.
Prema. If it was prema, you will be propelled by prema. And the real motivation is to be propelled by prema, not by mukti. In the initial years, it is okay. I hope you are able to understand. In initial years of your practice, somebody may put a carrot in front of you. Are you unhappy? Yes. Do you want to be happy? Yes. Here is mukti. Chalo, come. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So then after a few years, somebody should tell you, this is not what it was.
Now you're coming to the ring.
New devotee, you can tell about. New devotee, you can also tell about bhukti. You want to be happy in this life? Tesla Model X? Come here, Hare Krishna, Krishna. That's all right. But after a few years, they should be told. Bhukti spriha is pishachini. Bhukti spriha is pishachini. They are more mature, then they can understand. Okay? Yeah, Mataji, you have to.
No, I want to make sure Samarth asks a question because he raised his hands.
So I just wanted to understand whether does Krishna feel unhappy if you don't serve him?
Krishna is never unhappy. Krishna is Atma Ram Purnakam. He is self-satisfied, always happy, but he has concern. I hope you are able to understand. He has concern for the living entities who are away from him. Out of his concern, he takes many incarnations in the world. Bhagwan does not suffer from material happiness or material unhappiness. Both are never touch Bhagwan. Neither material happiness nor material misery. Bhagwan is full of his own divine happiness, and that is what the Vedanta says. Lokavattu Lila Kaivalyam, one of the sutras in Vedanta says, Bhagwan is very happy in his own Lila. So he doesn't have material unhappiness, but he has concern for the living entities.
So does Bhagavan's emotions, like his spiritual happiness, does it translate into our happiness? Like when he feels happy, I've heard that when Krishna is happy, you become happy, everyone becomes happy.
When Krishna is happy, all the devotees, associates of him become happy. Because they have prema for him and he has prema for them. So when he becomes happy, all the devotees become happy.
So if like in your mundane example of this transactional karma, the husband, in order to please his wife, he does service to make her happy. and that brings him happiness. So it's a transactional process. And then if you look at the moksha, the non-transactional.
Moksha is not prema.
Prema, okay. So in that scenario, you're supposed to unconditionally love Krishna, and no matter what, you still love him. So even if you don't go back to Godhead, you still love him.
Yeah.
But if you love Krishna, like it's guaranteed that you become happy. So by serving Krishna unconditionally, you're practically guaranteeing yourself happiness, because if Krishna becomes happy, then the devotees, associates of him, become happy.
Wonderful, agreed. But that is not the primary motivation for loving Krishna.
Okay.
A person may love baseball for the sake of baseball, not for the sake of earning money.
Okay.
Earning money comes as a side effect of playing baseball.
Okay.
Right? They have love for baseball, so they go and some people have love of money, so they get into the field. Yeah. So a person, I'm just giving a mundane example. A person loves baseball because he loves baseball.
Yeah.
Money comes as a side effect. Right?
I see.
Right. Yes, Mataji, can
No. I just wanted to make sure he got
Oh,
his
okay.
question.
Yeah, so Prabhuji, you said that like we do everything in a mood that Krishna, I want to please you. So sometimes when we are practicing sadhana, there are moments or days comes when you don't feel like chanting becomes like not as enjoy, like not as pleasing to ourselves also, and maybe to Krishna, because we are not in a mood or tired or whatever. But even if we do cultivate this mood that okay, Krishna, even though I am not feeling like chanting, but I want to chant because I want to please you, and in that mood I just carry it out, then that's the mood we should cultivate, so that it will lift ourselves up. Or in that case we just say okay, today I'm not feeling like, so not do it. Only when I have that proper mood, then only I should do it.
Alright. So if on a particular day I don't feel inspired, then should I just pause my bhakti on that day and continue on the next day? Well, the thing is, all of this sounds like kartavya. I am supposed to love Krishna. No, it's not what it is. If you have love,
automatically
it will come. Either you have affection or you don't have affection. If you have affection, that affection has the power to overcome small obstacles. That is what affection is. Sri Rupa Goswami, when he defines prema in his literature Sri Ujjwal Nilmani. And this literature has, it's a very wonderful definition of prema that he gives, where he says, let me find out the exact definition. Sati Vamsasya. He says basically that prema is in spite having millions of reasons for it to break.
Break the, I heard this before from you. Right?
Yeah, but still.
Still you do it.
Yes, you still do it.
Right.
So that is what basically is prema all about. Otherwise, you don't really have prema. You're just doing as a duty. Yeah, I'm supposed to have prema.
So probably like in initial stages, and like right now I don't have that prema.
Alright.
Obviously, I don't have that level of affection. But I want to go there. So on that path, in that process, how should I take that, like in initial stages, like until I reach that point? Yeah, I understand that is the ultimate goal, and once I do affection, then this question even not will come in my mind, because automatically I will be with you. But till I reach that point, how to deal with those kind of days when we don't feel motivated? Like in what mood we should still do it, or?
We should still do it because Sri Rupa Goswami says, Yatra ragana vaptatvat pravrittir upajayate shasanenaiva shastrasya sa vaidhi bhakti ruchyate. When you don't have genuine attraction, but still out of duty you do it, it is called vaidhi bhakti. And when you don't have
you don't feel that rag or that attachment every single day. So Sri Jiva Goswami says something in Bhakti Sandarbha. Sri Jiva Goswami says something in Bhakti Sandarbha. Okay. Ajata Tadrisha Ruchina Tu. Jiva Goswami says somebody who has not developed that fixed ruchi, that fixed taste, what should he do? So that is, your question is being answered. Now I got your question properly, right? Huh? Sad Vishesh Adara Matra Adrita. All the sadhus have respected one path in this situation. What path? Raganugapi Vaidhi Samvalita Eva Anushtheya. Vaidhi Samvalita. Fall back on which bhakti? Vaidhi bhakti. Which means on days when you are not feeling that, the backup option is still there. Which bhakti is there? Vaidhi bhakti. And Vaidhi bhakti is when your attachment is not present, but still Shastra is telling you should do it, therefore you do it. Yes. So that is also one level of affection, but that's not really. Real prema is he. I have found this. Sarvatadham sarahitam Satyapi dhvamsakarane Yadbhava bandhanam yuno Saprema parikirtita Sarvatha dhvamsarahitam. It is fully devoid of destruction. Satyapi dhvamsakarane. Even if millions of reasons of destruction are present, it doesn't get destroyed. Yad bhava bandhanam. This genuine tremendous attraction between two personalities. Sa prema parikirtata. That is known as prema. Finally, that is known as prema. So that is Sri Rupa Goswami's definition of prema. Oh, wow. 24 karat gold, nothing less than that. You will not get cheated here. Yes. Anybody else? Okay, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I just want to know what does unconditional love means, because you just told anything, even with husband or children, we expect. It is actually becoming expectation, right?
Yeah.
But I thought it was unconditional love. So what does unconditional love mean?
It's not in the material world. There's nothing not in the material world.
How to develop that?
Not in the material world. Don't try to give it to a person or a jiva who is not capable of reciprocating it. It should only be given to a person who is capable of reciprocating with it.
But to Krishna, when we want to do that,
That is unconditional. Because Krishna knows how to respond perfectly to each and every small desire and to the subtle sub-desires hidden within every desire. And only he understands the mood with which one is performing a certain action. And only he can respond in that way to unconditional love with unconditional love. Suppose you may say, I want to be unconditional to your spouse. But the spouse may not be ready to give unconditional love. So you will only keep giving. And in return, you may not expect anything. You may say that. But reciprocation needs to also come at a certain neutral laws of nature say that reciprocation needs to be there. And that reciprocation will not come, may not come. Therefore, it is very difficult, it is not recommended to have that sort of love. It is impossible to have in this particular world. This is prema. If millions of reasons of breaking are present, and let's say you may say unconditional, but death is a condition that will break it. Isn't it? Death is a condition that will break your, and then what will you do? Is it eternal? Is that relationship eternal? No. When it doesn't have eternity, what are we doing with such a relationship? Although that relationship is most valuable while we are in the body. I don't want to like fully trivialize those relationships, but I want to tell you that they have value, but their value is relative in comparison to the value that we are supposed to have in our relationship with Sri Krishna.
that was actually my question, because we are all in the conditioned world, and so unconditional, that's why I wanted to know the real meaning of unconditional love. That is not going to happen in the material world. So should we take this unconditional love from our minds And how do we progress in the bhakti then?
So this unconditional prema is only for Shri Krishna. First thing, this siddhanta should be established in our heart. And when it is only for Shri Krishna, then when we give that unconditional prema to Shri Krishna, that is without any desire for dharma, artha, kama and moksha. How do we learn it? We learn it under the guidance of an existing devotee who is free from those desires. Only such a devotee can impress the fact upon our heart that we have to perform bhakti in this way. Gradually, in other relationships too, we start showing unconditional nature. That may happen as a side effect, but let it happen as a side effect, not as the primary, goal of your life. Because on loving Shri Krishna unconditionally, as a side effect, you may start pleasing other living entities around you. Shubhada, bhakti gives you that nature, that you start pleasing other living entities around you. Let it happen as a side effect, not as the main goal of bhakti.
So should we seek shelter of a devotee?
Yes,
Pure devotee.
of
That's
course.
how this can progress.
Of course. Srila Prabhupada says in Upadeshamritam, Nectar of Instruction, Srila Prabhupada says, in Nectar of Instruction, verse 5, purport, Srila Prabhupada says about Kanisht Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari. Please read, Mataji, what Prabhupada says.
Indeed, the advanced Uttama Adhikari, Vaishnava devotee, should be accepted as a spiritual master.
That's it. In one sentence. This is the conclusion. Prabhupada said, the Uttam Adhikari should be accepted as the spiritual master. And who is Uttam Adhikari? A person who knows the entire science of Krishna Bhakti, left, right and center, and whose personal faith in Shastra and on Bhagwan is of the highest class, who is personally established in a loving relationship with Bhagwan. Such a person is called as Uttam Adhikari.
Ultimately, Srila Prabhupada.
He is one of the Uttam Adhikaris. Right? He is very prominent. But you have to take shelter of an Uttam Adhikari with whom you can ask questions, get your doubts resolved, get your Diksha from. So, such an Uttam Adhikari is needed. Alright, Srila Prabhupada is definitely an Uttam Adhikari, not only an Uttam Adhikari, an eternal associate of Bhagwan in the spiritual. There is no doubt about that. But Srila Prabhupada's genius is in producing other Uttam Adhikaris. Alright, this is his genius. Right? Yes.
Just one small question. The definition which you gave from Rupa Goswami was saying,
Ah.
that seems a negative definition.
Why?
Because when it says that prema is one which is kind of millions of reasons to destroy, but it is not like you are not giving up basically.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there any positive kind of?
No. Prema is millions of external reasons may try to destroy it, but it has that positivity, it survives it. So the negativity is not inside the definition. The negativity comes from external sources. Prema itself doesn't have any element.
Yeah.
But if any negative elements attacks it, its positivity still conquers all the negativity. That is prema. Alright, this is the term.
It's the same as yatha vidana.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what is the definition of prema given by Sri Rupa Goswami. Nothing negative in the inherent nature of prema. Negativity may come from outside. Right? Mataji?
No, you had a question.
Acha, Prabhu, Sureshwar Sham Prabhu, you tell me when to stop.
Yeah, another 2 questions.
Alright.
No. I saw some other hands up. Like
Prabhuji, I think
He can ask anytime, that's okay.
she has been raising for many times.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody noticed it.
Okay, sure. We'll give her a chance. Okay, sure.
So Prabhu, what is the ultimate understanding we should reach in order to get rid of the notion that we have that, the underlying bhava that we have that we're loving Krishna for our pleasure? specific?
I didn't understand.
Sorry, like, what is the means by which we can get rid of our desire in our loving relationship with Krishna?
How do we get rid of our desires?
Yeah.
It is not getting rid of our desires so much as it is coming in contact with an individual who is free from those desires, and in contact with such an individual we also develop similar desires. Now I'll ask a simple query, dear devotees. I'll ask a simple query. Little children often they get attached to eating chocolates. Can you give the name of one chocolate, one popular chocolate? Kit Kat. Does a child voluntarily ask for Kit Kat, or does somebody introduce them to Kit Kat? Somebody introduces them. And then they see somebody eating and they're relishing, and then they start asking. So the child is not born with the desire to eat a Kit Kat. It is inherited from some existing individual. So similarly, we may not have those positive desires for prema, but when we come in contact with a devotee who has such desires, then those desires come within us. Otherwise, whomsoever we associate with, their desires start coming unto us. If we start associating with individuals who have dharma, artha, kama and moksha, then that will start looking important to us. And Sri Rupa Goswami therefore says you associate with individuals who have those highest desires. So that is what is specified. That association will bring. By your own effort, it will not come. By your own effort, it will certainly not come. It will only come when you associate with an individual who already has that prema. Only a person who has $100 can give you $100. Alright? For example, today if I say I want to produce $100 by my own effort, can I produce by my own effort? No. I have to get it from a certain person. So only a person who has $100 can give you $100. No, nobody else. So that person we have to find. So that is the answer to your query. Yes.
I hope this doesn't lead to, it's an existential question, and I hope it doesn't lead to, I mean, we can discuss in private, but I just want to clarify what you said. This discussion is bhakti inherent, because you were saying, okay, no one is born with the desire to enjoy Kit Kat, but the capacity to taste and enjoy Kit Kat is inherent.
Yeah.
So you are not implying, or are you implying that bhakti is inherent or not inherent?
Okay. Let Sri Jiva Goswami answer the query. It's very good because this question has caused a lot of dissatisfaction in the or a lot of differences of opinion amongst devotees. Sri Jiva Goswami answers this query in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu himself. Alright, so in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Jiva Goswami says about bhakti, being Swayam Prakash. Which verse were we referring to? Shubhada.
अभी आप उस पर थे
Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha, Laguta. But we were dealing with Shubhada. Yeah. Shubhadatvam. Yes. So in this section, Sri Jiva Goswami is going to discuss about the nature of bhakti. And Sri Jiva Goswami says in this particular section about how, Upar hai? Na, here it is. Manageva pradur, I got it finally. Moksha lagutakrit. Bhakti trivializes moksha. Manag eva prarudhayam hridaye bhagavad ratau.
Manag eva prarudhayam hridaye. Even a little bit if arises in the heart. Bhagavad Ratau, love of Bhagwan. This is, even if it arises little bit in the heart, love of Bhagwan. This is the section. Sri Jiva Goswami says, Alpam api prarudhayam. Little bit also if it arises. Na tu janitayam. It cannot be produced by your effort. Prema cannot be produced by your effort. Tasya swayam prakasha rupatvat. It is not produced by your effort. It manifests when it desires to manifest in your heart.
Okay, maybe we're talking different terminology.
Yes.
Because prema, I understand. You can only get that two ways, by the mercy of the devotee or through Krishna. But I was talking in general terms of bhakti. One explanation I've heard, because there's been so many debates, different camps writing different books about whether bhakti is inherent or not inherent. But one I heard was bhakti. And Prabhupada says many, many times, it's, what's that shloka? It's dormant. No, what's the shloka from the
Nitya Siddha.
Nitya Siddha Prem Sadhu Gabhavai. Right? So that another devotee, actually what that other devotee is, because you cannot get, it has to come from someone, right? So it's already there, and then it's ignited. It's awakened or it's ignited.
Wonderful.
Prema I understand, but
yes,
I was talking
Mataji,
about bhakti.
Bhakti and prema are non-different from each other. In 1.4.1, which is prema bhakti, Sri Rupa Goswami says, Ananya mamata Vishnu mamata prema sangata. This feeling of I and mine towards Bhagwan, bhakti riti uchyate, is called as bhakti. Bhakti is nothing. Finally, bhakti is of three types: sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, prema bhakti. So prema is also the highest variety of bhakti. So prema and bhakti are not separate. The verse you quoted is Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai. And then there's also another page, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Deis. Both verses are standing against each other. Yeah. Isn't it? Huh? That Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai. It is never attained, it's eternally present. And the second verse is Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Deis. You attain it by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So both opinions have been given by Srila Prabhupada himself.
Right, but there's reconciliation.
The reconciliation is that the potential for the container for prema is present with you, but the exact flavor will be filled by the mercy of Guru or Krishna. That is the reconciliation. The container for experiencing prema is present in our heart, but the exact flavor of prema is either given by Bhagavan, is inherited from Bhagavan or the devotee.
We have the capacity, but it can be awakened by a guru or Krishna.
It can be given. It is given by a guru.
So that's a reconciliation.
That is the
reconciliation of the argument.
Yeah.
We'll take this.
I just wanted to add something. Prabhuji, so when we get initiation, that time the Karna, the Guru.
Karna Ved.
Yes.
Yes, the Guru gives mantra in the ear. And ideally, if the disciple is ready, the disciple will get prema at that time. But if the disciple is not ready, he has to go through sadhan bhakti. Alright? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for such a nice class. And we had such a nice audience. So we have two announcements. So while cake is getting ready, we have a Paniyati festival coming up Sunday, but the plans are being still developed because it is raining on Sunday, Mataji. Yeah. So please. Please look out for Please look out for the announcement, and Mataji will announce about pot making So please, and then we have one important announcement. Mataji will make two announcements.
Hare Krishna. So we have some pots. Devotees who can paint, please take one or two, whatever you can. And so we have instructions for painting the pot also. You can wash and then paint and bring on the sand. So we are very happy to congratulate our dear Aishwarya. So who was on the national television in spelling bee. And which position she got? So one of the judges said that she was forced because her word was the toughest. It was pronounced tough. She was preparing for the last 2 years. So much of efforts and chanting as well, reading Srila Prabhupada's books. And Sindhuri Mataji, Rajesh Prabhu, and her grandmom had supported and helped her a lot. And the cake is, she went with a tilak all over. So in the national television, we saw the tilak, and also in the interview she said about mantra meditation, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and ISKCON.
Book distribution. Book distribution.
Book distribution, and they asked about what is the full form of ISKCON. Who is the congregation who are supporting you like this?
Was in another interview, Mother. Yeah, this was another.
So this was
the Scripps official interview.
That's a Scripps official interview before your finals. So this is first 2 minutes. Okay, so then we will send this video in the group.
Can you?
Watch,
You have to share it with video.
It's not YouTube.
Oh.
It's not YouTube. It's a website. So I cannot.
Oh.
Link share kar do. You can share the website.
Everyone. Prabhuji is saying now.
No. You can share the video.
So they're very happy to congratulate her, and Sudevi Pavni Mataji had made a cake for her. So we invite them to the family to participate.
Can you hold this for any pictures?
Just wait, everybody, Hare Krishna. What's your routine? I mean, we watch no television. What's your routine? Do you go through language? Do you go through all the things? Every time they give you a word, you just know what you say.
Well, typically I ask for definitions and abortion and if there are any alternate pronunciations because they can help you like piece together different parts of the word. And based on language abortion, I kind of form the spelling in my head. And that definitely helps, of course. The definition, it helps me recognize the word. If I've seen a word, sometimes I'll have like a flash of it in my brain. The definition can help me place the word.
We see these pictures of you on stage. I have a question, like, what did you feel like on the inside when you were there? You had to have been so nervous, I would think.
Definitely. I was even more nervous because this is my last year of eligibility. And I was just like, I have to do well. And yeah, every word was definitely very nerve-wracking, but some words even more than others. For example, the semifinals. Phew, that was...
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking because I was like, I get through this part, I'm going to the finals. If I don't, I'm a semifinalist. So it was definitely very harrowing.
Oh my goodness. What did you do to keep the nerves at bay or to sort of settle yourself down?
I chanted a mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra. It's like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Also looked at my friends and my coach who were up there, and big shout out to them. I love them a lot. They were always there throughout all of these years to support me, and I'm just like so grateful. So I looked at them and I was like, they're there, they're truly honored to support me, and I'm there.
It's really remarkable. So we're going to play a little game with you coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to put our...
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna to you. Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
It is later. కొంచెంసేపు అయితే
మంచోడే.
Thank you all very much, and let's pray and bless her to do more and more service, achieve more goals, and this way, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is spread all over in every town and village.
Hari Bol.
Mahaprasade Govinde
Vaishnave Salpa Punyavadan Rajan Vishwaso Naiva Jayate Sharira Vidya Jaladingriya Tadekam Sile Vese Sagare Harim Yati Lomaya Sudharmati Dake Takalina Sansare Bharatoyam Hari Bharati Vajay Swaprasam. I always do this so that people should know what they miss.
This is plain.
Jai